At this time, I would like to call up the mayor of our wonderful city to speak to you a little. Mayor Derek Armstead.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you all for coming out. Let me congratulate our three honorees, Linden Spano.
Receiving this award means to me special because I've worked behind the scenes for so many years, which I like. I was a PTA president. Don't ask me how I did that for 4 years. I don't like speaking in front of people, but he asked me to do something, I could figure it out. I could figure out costumes, I could figure out mathematical problems, that type of thing. But it's special that I'm recognized and honored.
Linda Spano, I want you to know that we are going to Ancestry.com this week to try to find out whether you and my wife are related. Because I say that anybody who works with the kind of passion that you do, the time you've given to the city, and I see my wife the way she operates, I'm like, you gotta be related. We're gonna check this out, Ancestry.com. Maybe 20th or 30th cousin, but we're gonna figure it all out.
Linda is someone that I know very much because I was in the trenches with her. I was a marching band parent for 4 years. My daughter is here with me. Lauren, give a little wave. She was in the marching band for 4 years, so I volunteered. Linda, 8 years.
Oh, even more than that.
Oh, more, oh, okay. But people have no idea the amount of work that goes into it. The events that they have to arrange, those children are chaperoned for every second. And she makes sure that we do it. It's a lot of work. And then I also worked in the plays with her. So it was just an amazing, thing to participate in with her and to see her professionalism, dedication. I've been in awe of her skills.
We just came back from a week in Vegas and we're exhausted. Her and I took a bus trip. We flew and then we had a little tour of Vegas. Our kids are close, they grew up together. Marching band parent, I kind of followed in her shadow and we worked together at the Board of Ed for...
Yeah, I said if I was getting punished, you were getting punished.
We both retired. I'm out 3 years, she's out about 7 or 8. And we worked together and we play together and our kids grew up together. And here we are.
I started out at 10 school with the little ones, and I wound up all the way up at the high school doing costumes for the middle and the high school. And people I see on the street, they still recognize me. It's like, ooh, I'm Mama Spano. Band parent or whatever. I want to thank my mother, who's still alive. She was a main force. My husband, my 3 sons, my granddaughters, my daughter-in-laws. Thank you all for this nomination. It's an honor, and I feel special for a change because I always like to work behind the scenes. I get blotchy when I have to get up and talk. But thank you all.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today at this wonderful Women's History Month celebration hosted by the Linden Cultural Heritage Committee. Thank you to Mayor Armstead, Council President Yamikaitis, Mary Beth Strano, and the entire committee for bringing us together to recognize and achieve and the contributions of the incredible women in our community. Let's give the committee another hand, drag round, because it takes a lot to put something like this together. Throughout history, women have played an essential role in shaping our society, breaking barriers, and paving the way for future generations. Today, we have the privilege of honoring 3 outstanding women who have demonstrated exceptional leadership, dedication, and service to the community of Linden. Linda Spano, Terri Todd, and Courtney Villani. Their efforts and contributions have made a lasting impact on Linden and beyond. It is my privilege, on behalf of the Union County Board of Commissioners, to recognize each of them with a resolution honoring their achievements. As we celebrate their success today, let us take a moment to reflect on the importance of continuing to uplift and support the women in our lives, whether in our families, workplace, or community. Women's history is not just about the past, it's about the future. We are building together. Congratulations once again to our honorees, and thank you all for being part of this meaningful celebration. Enjoy.
Mrs. Spano, or should I call you Mama?
Mama Spano.
I mean, the band always came up with names. I was Mommy Yami.
Yum, yum, there you go.
You know, you are what epitomizes a woman of Linden. Always there helping. This is so special. You know, my son came, your son was the band director.
Right.
So you were still there helping from behind the scenes like you were with the plays and everything. That is what makes a great woman. Somebody that will step up to the plate and just do. So we thank you. On behalf of the City Council, we have a resolution to present to you today. I'm not going to read.
Yeah. Oh no, we accidentally handed it to her.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So we have our resolution. It was passed at our council meeting on March 18th, recognizing you and the other two honorees. So we thank you for all you do for Linden. You continue to do. Don't kid me. I know you're still behind the scenes.
Band parent, always
a band parent. So thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to add that Linda Spano and I go back many years. There were many frantic phone calls to the transportation department. Linda, where is my son? The bus is late. My mother says that bus comes at 3:07. It's now 3:27. Where's my son? And Linda would call me back in a few moments and say, Mrs. Ormond, he'll be there in a few minutes. And Grandma would be there. So I can truly appreciate, now that I'm in the seat that she literally sat in for many years, what she went through, or what she went through trying to track down HH, 2B, SE 11, and telling frantic parents where their children are. So Linda, besides what you contributed to the school district for costumes, you are one heck of a bus lady.
We have Commissioner Kowalski and myself have the resolution sponsored by the entire Union County Board of Commissioners recognizing the accomplishments of Linda here today and thanking her for them.
It's time. Linda Spano, in recognition of your continued years of outstanding support and tireless promotion of the music, arts, and cultural activities in our schools and in the city of Linden, the Linden Cultural and Heritage Committee would like to present you with this plaque, and thank you for all the things you've done.
All right. We would like to call up Terri Todd now.
My name is Terri Todd. I'm a counselor at McManus Middle School here in Linden. I'm a mom, wife, grandma. A couple of titles. I'm a designer. I love what I do. I am the CEO of the FAB Coalition, which stands for Fashion Against Bullying, and also the president of the clubs that we're trying to expand here in Linden.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm June McIntyre. I am a friend of Terri Todd, all right, and I'm proud to say that. I met Terri some years ago, and when she came to Linden, well, she was already there, but when I met her in Linden, she created this group called FAB, Fashion Against Bullying. And when she was talking to me about FAB, Fashion Against Bullying, I was saying yes, but I was scratching my head like, what do you mean, right? But as you can see, when the young ladies came in and the young men come in, you can see they are confident, they are changed young people, right? She has changed lives of so many students. It is too many to mention. But the one I do want to mention is that when we had a fashion show, I don't even know what year it was, there was one student who I don't remember the name. He was in a wheelchair. DeAndre, thank you. And the only way I knew DeAndre was in a wheelchair until the day he walked across the stage in the fashion show. So that's what she does. Yep, remember that? So Terri is a distinguished woman because she gives, she brings her family out to give. And one thing I have to say, I'm very upset with her, is that she's a creative, right? But she is hogging the creativity. Okay? I tell her this all the time, that it is not fair that her entire family are creators, right? We have artists, directors, we have actors, fashion, we have everything, cookers, we singers. She has developed a family that can take over the world. She's like the Jacksons, okay? So it is my honor to present to you this distinguished woman today, Terri Todd.
Thank you. First of all, I just want to say I didn't do this by myself. My husband, Arvin Todd, of 37 years. And our 4 children. We have 2 of our grandchildren here. We have 4, but 2 of them are here. And Fab has always been a passion of mine. I don't know if any of McManus people remember, but there was a student that lost his life. He died by suicide back in 2014, I believe. And my family, he was a friend of one of my daughters, my family said that we want to do something, but we want to do something in a way that not only honors this student, but that we can bring other young people together. What better way to do that was with fashion and entertainment, because that's something that they all related to. And that's when we came up with Fashion Against Bullying. 2 of my daughters came and we did that. And ever since we brought it to the community, we appreciate the Linden Board of Education for accepting our proposal to bring it into the school. And it's not about fashion. It has always been about building confidence. Fashion is just the tool we chose to do it. And I know there's some adults in this room that don't have the courage to do the walk. I would love to see you do a walk. Spano would do it. But it's just amazing of the confidence booster that it is. We've had students that wouldn't talk. They literally wouldn't talk. Yes, Mike Lopez, who's now into insurance. He's like one of the premier salesmen for Primerica. And these students wouldn't talk. They were scared to come out of their shell. And just by doing one show, one walk, you get the students in the back. When is the next show? Can we do it again? Can we do it again? It's a big confidence booster. The shows that we did, used to take students to New York, to Manhattan. We produced shows for New York Fashion Week, for, if you ever watched America's Next Top Model, the guy with the gray hair, we produced his show. He actually paid us to come, Linden students, to come and do his show. Project Runway, we've done winners there at the Manhattan Square Mall, where they asked the Linden students to come and produce the backstage production for that show. So there were big things that we did. We want to get it back in the high school. We have it at the middle school at McManus. We would love to get it in Seoul. And just to have the kids to come in, any students that's interested in working in the entertainment or the beauty industry, fashion industry. We've had students, journalism, that have graduated Linden High School, and they moved on to be writers for Cosmopolitan Magazine and Glamour Magazine and Essence Magazine. So it's a very open field, and we're building some more stuff. I'm just happy to be honored by Rita, who nominated me. I thank you so much for the nomination. And ever since we moved here over 20 years ago, we moved to Linden. My husband and I, we were looking for a place that we could call home. And I am proud to say that Linden is our home, and that we built a community here. Our kids grew up here, and our grandkids are growing up. So we thank you for that, and I appreciate this honor.
We have a resolution prepared by the governing body, and staying true to form, I'm not going to read it because it's so long. But no, we thank you for all your efforts. We thank you for being active in our community. We thank you for, most of all, loving our children.
Terri, I just want to say thank you. This is such a great program. I would love to see it expanded into Seoul also. You do such great work, and again, that's what makes you a distinguished woman of Linden. So, congratulations.
Well, I'm just going to say that one day Terri Todd made me cry. She really did. In true form, she really loves the students. In my son's senior year, I allowed him, as a special needs child who is nonverbal, to attend the senior prom with his peers because I felt it was important. Well, the Star Ledger came in and took 700 pictures, and there was not one picture of my child in any of those pictures. I sat at work and I literally cried my eyes out. And I wrote a poem called Prom Night. And I said, you got dressed up in your new shirt and tie. We actually cut your hair. We dropped you off at that place so Dad knew that you were there. But there were no pictures of him at prom night. Terri Todd saw that poem that I had posted on Facebook. And she reached out to me and she says, Mrs. Ormond, never again. She got together a group of seniors in Linden High School that say they're gonna be my student ambassadors. They are going to make sure that the special needs children, whether they have autism, Down syndrome, whatever they have, are going to go to the prom and to the senior banquet. And they had people like Carrie Sporer, who were one-on-ones with our children. Well, I got no pictures from prom night, but boy, senior banquet, my phone blew up. Because everybody was texting me pictures of Chase dancing with girls. I was like, oh my gosh. So Terri Todd, I thank you for taking that heartbreak from a mom and saying, that could be me, but that'll never happen again. So this mom loves you, Mom, for what you did.
Terri, on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, for all the amazing work you've done with our students and community building a community one student at a time is quite an accomplishment. Congratulations from the Board of Chosen Freeholders and myself and Commissioner Kowalski.
Real quick, I knew Terri from the beginning when she first came to Linden High School, and I knew right away she was a winner. So this nomination was really on the mark, on the money. Terri Todd, in recognition of your outstanding dedication, encouraging young people in the Linden Public Schools to develop style and confidence while building self-esteem. From the Linden Cultural and Heritage Committee, congratulations.
And last but not least, Courtney Villani.
My name is Courtney Villani, and I am president of Villani Bus Company.
Most people do know Courtney Villani, so I can skip some of this. But what a lot of you probably don't know is Courtney was active at the bus company since she was 3 years old. She was Courtney Catherine Villani, the school bus girl. Yes. So Courtney's been doing things for many years. Hence, fast forward into college. She was a firefighter both in Pennsylvania where she lived and in New York where she went to college. So she was always looking out for others. She's third generation family business. She has been the president. Company's about 105 years old now, I believe?
105.
105 years old.
Maybe 106 this year.
Yeah. She was always involved in many, many organizations. One of them being the Linden Chamber of Commerce, and that's where our friendship began. Love you.
Love you.
She's accomplished so much. Vice President of Villani Bus in 2004, 2016 Women's Leadership Entrepreneur Award, just to mention a few. And then, just briefly, COVID hit, 2020. Try to keep a bus company alive with no one allowed in a bus. And pay for the buses and the people. She's got over 200 employees. So,
To those people.
Yeah.
To my people. That's
so she worked tirelessly and very hard while raising a 2-year-old and fitting in her husband to keep the bus company alive. So that's amazing in itself, which definitely wasn't an easy feat. And I don't know what else I have. Courtney, she's just amazing. That's all I can say. Amazing mother, wife, aunt, goddaughter, great friend. And you know what? Mom and Dad are so proud of you. Mom and Dad are looking down, and they are so proud of Courtney, her husband Hector, and her son Diodato. And I'm honored to call you my friend, Courtney Villani.
I'm not crying.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. Thanks, friend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here today. I want to thank the Linden Cultural and Heritage volunteers. It takes a select few to do the lion's share for many. So thank you to you all for all that you do through the city throughout the years. Mayor Armstead, the Union County Board of Commissioners, our Linden Council, men and women, present and past, ROTC students and the Fab McManus students. I mean, you all are amazing. Our honorees today and of the past, it takes so many people working behind the scenes tirelessly to make a community. And that's a testament to the beautiful faces and the full room that we have here today. Not just full in numbers, but in spirit. You can feel the positivity, you can feel the energy, the excitement to work together to make our community a better place. So that takes every single person in here, because it's not just the honorees, but it's all of the people that are behind us, supporting us every single day, that make our days happen. So thank you to everybody here. I am proud to be third generation leader of Villani Bus Company. I started with my grandfather with just a old milk truck and a couple of park benches that were acquired, which hopefully the statute of limitations has run out on. And but most of you know that story. My father became president in 1950 and more than doubled the business. And when I became president, I also continued in that tradition. And it's my honor to be able to employ so many beautiful families in and around Linden. It's an honor, it's a privilege, and I take it very seriously. And our families that work with us, we call ourselves our Villani Bus family, because when you work with people, you spend more time with them than most of the time you get to see your family at home, right? So we're appreciative that we get to work together, and sometimes we get to have fun together too, decorating the buses for different events, like the Halloween bus or the Christmas bus that you may have seen. So it takes a lot of hours, and a lot of people get to put their stamp on it. So from my dispatchers and my girls in the office, my bus washers, my guys in the shop do a lot of painting and a lot of glitter work. Those men can glitter better than I can. You can't even. They are great glitterers. So none of that would happen without any of them. I couldn't bring them all here. They can't fit in a room, you know? So I'm really appreciative to be here and accepting on behalf of my whole crew, because we couldn't do it, any one of us, by ourselves. It takes every person in our lives and every person that makes our day a better day. One of the ladies that drives with us has been with us for over 40 years, and she has a beautiful smile, and she's always carries herself beautifully. And one of the younger drivers said, "I want to be like her." I said, "It's a good thing, good place to start, but why? What speaks to you about Millie?" And she says, "She's always got a smile on her face. No matter what's going on. I know that she's got to have bad days, but she's always got a smile on her face." So I know that all of us have difficult days too, but remember to put that smile on, because you don't know whose life you may have an impact on. So thank you very much.
True to fashion, we have a resolution presented from the City of Linden to you, Courtney.
Thank you.
This comes with love, gratitude, and appreciation. And I'm beginning to sound a little bit like my brother, the mayor, who has a story for everybody and everything. I think that's an Armstead trait. But Courtney and I were connected before we even knew we were connected. The first day when my son Chase, and everything revolves around Chase, he turned 3 years old, I had to put my baby on a school bus. It was a Villani bus. So I couldn't do it. So I said, I'm going to work, and I let my dad and mom put Chase on the school bus that day. Well, I came home, and my father said, "Lisa, Miss Eleanor is the bus driver." And I was like, "Well, who's Miss Eleanor?" He goes, "Oh, she's a friend. She's a longtime friend." He goes, "But guess who the bus driver's aide is?" I go, "Who?" He goes, "Harriet, your Aunt Harriet." So I was so blessed that my dad's sister was the aide on Chase's very first bus, which was a Villani bus. So I was cool. So Chase said Aunt Harriet before he said Mommy. Because he'd walk in, he'd go, "Aunt Harriet." And I was like, "Say Mommy." So that was part of it. So we were connected and we didn't even know. And then one day when I became the transportation coordinator for the City of Linden, we just started talking, and that's when we found out that, wow, you know, we're family, kind of like, you know, because Aunt Harriet was her family. That was her employee. It was her family. But Courtney, I want to say, goes beyond the call of duty. And she probably sits back and says, "Oh, there goes Begging Lisa again," because I call Courtney all the time and say, "Courtney, we need a favor. Can you send that bus back because Johnny was in the bathroom and he missed the bus? Courtney, can you do us a favor? ABC company left a child and that van will not come back. Can you bring him home because he's a displaced child?" Courtney helps us out for everything. We were overloaded on a bus route. And Courtney was like, We'll set up a special route real quickly. You'll get it out to bid, whatever, but we'll help you. She is just there every second of every situation that we have. So I can honestly say, on behalf of my assistant, Janice Gonzalez, who's here to celebrate with us, we love you.
Oh.
And we can't do this without you.
I appreciate that, but I can't do that alone. My dispatchers, Maria, Rebecca, Mary, Hector, John Carlos, like my whole crew. You don't know what I say yes, and who makes it happen? Everybody. I come in and I say, oh, guess what, guys? They say, oh, what's next? What's next? So absolutely, they're all our students. Whether they're assigned to ride our bus or not, they are all our students. It is a community effort.
Courtney, what can I say? You've been part of this community, your family, your mom and dad were so special to everybody in this room, taking care of us when a bus is needed, and those celebrations you help us do at Christmas and Halloween. That Christmas bus this past year with the bubbles coming out of it enchanted so many of our residents at the event. Was amazing, and it not only goes beyond the city, it goes beyond the city of Linden. She was in the St. Patrick's Day Parade, and she's also involved in the State Bus Association, so her spirit is felt around this state, making things better for our children with the school buses and busing in general.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Board of Commissioners, I want to say thank you and present this resolution to you on behalf of myself, the entire board, and Commissioner Kowalski. Thank you.
Courtney Villani. In recognition of your outstanding contributions, entertainment, and service to the students in the Linden Public Schools, the City of Linden, and its residents, presented by the Linden Cultural and Heritage Committee.
Receiving this award is a great honor, and I am humbled to be able to receive it, not just on my own behalf, but on behalf of all the members of our Villani Bus family. Our Villani Bus family works very hard, tirelessly, day in and day out, from dispatch to office, to my drivers and bus attendants, the mechanics, the crew that puts them together, and the bus washers. Long before somebody meets a driver or speaks to somebody in the office, they see a shiny yellow school bus coming. And when they see that shiny bus coming, a clean bus means a lot. Somebody took the time to put the effort in to make sure that their workspace has been cared for. And we like to show up for the kids with respect.
You know, they say it takes a village, and it does. But in our village, the Linden Cultural and Heritage Committee, we have a lion. And that lion will be with us forever, I hope. Here is Michelle to tell you why.
As I mentioned earlier, post-COVID, we've been having difficulty getting our committees back in order. So many people were home. People were afraid to come out. So a lot of our committees that are made up of volunteers, a lot of things fell apart. But there was one person that stepped up for the Linden Cultural and Heritage Committee to make sure everything was pulled together, and that was Mary Beth Spano. Mary Beth single-handedly, we made appointments from council, but a lot of people didn't show up. It's a lot to get volunteers to come out once a month, but Mary Beth took the bull by the horns, and she worked with some of the people that were appointed, but she also got more people to join up to the Cultural and Heritage to make sure these events occur like they are. So Mary Beth, I know you work tirelessly at the Board of Ed, then she comes home and makes sure that many of these events occur. So on behalf of the City Council, the Mayor, we want to say thank you for pulling this Cultural and Heritage Committee back together. It takes a village, as Rita had said. So I'll read this plaque to you. With gratitude for your unending service to the Linden Cultural and Heritage Committee and the City of Linden.
Can my committee members please come up here with me? They know I don't like public,
I said you needed to have this done public.
but they presented that to me yesterday, along with these beautiful flowers. No one person can do it alone. As she was saying with COVID, the biggest challenge we had was, what are we going to do for the tree lighting? With the tree lighting, we always packed into this room for pictures with Santa after the tree was lit. And I had an idea that we could do it outside in the promenade. We did it out in the promenade. The people that came for pictures, even though we were outside, still were so respectful. They wore masks. I had to tell them, you can take your mask off to get your picture with Santa. But that turned out to be so successful that we're trying to do it outside as often as we can, unless it's, too cold for the weather. But I want to thank my committee for this honor. You surprised me. I had no idea.
Well
but
deserved.
These ladies are here. They put up with my requests. When we have a vision, we try to get everyone to see it and to carry it through. And they are an amazing committee. They decorate, most of our members, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? And it's amazing. I hope that we can keep this going. I hope we continue to get volunteers because it's hard. Everybody has a life and it's hard to find time in it. But I thank you very much. I asked my ROTC to stand up real quick. Our ROTC, they have requirements for community service, and we utilize them whenever we can. And we couldn't have these events if they weren't here. Otherwise, we would be running around and doing all the serving and clearing, and I really would like to thank you.
I would give young women idea, don't stop. If they say no, you have to try harder. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean you have to take a back seat. You could be up front, even though I don't like to, but you can be up front. And just strive to be the best that you can be. I have 3 granddaughters, and I hope I could tell them that all the time. Just be who you are and be yourself.
When I speak to young women and I get the opportunity to really have a quiet conversation with them, one of the things I really love to share with them is always make sure to take time to make a life. And not just any life, but the life you want for yourself. It's very easy to stay busy. It's very easy to do for others. It feels good. But to take the time to make a life for yourself, that's the biggest gift that you can give yourself. It takes a lot of maturity to be able to say, I'm at capacity. This is what I can do today. So I didn't learn that lesson the easy way. Not at all. No, I used to work like 14 to 17-hour days for over a decade. And the guys, my senior guys were like, Court, more time in is not better for you or the company, And I took great offense to that. What are you talking about, right? And a cousin of mine, I was fixing the papers at dispatch one day, and he said, this isn't the only way to do it. There's another way to do it, And I took offense to that, So, a quick lesson learned, only a decade or so. And you have to trust in others, but in doing that, you have to trust yourself to let go. When you can trust yourself to let go and put faith in others, I always tell people, y'all are doing a better job at what you're doing than I ever did in what you're doing. And nobody else is gonna fail at it more than I have. So whatever failures or problems or anything that you're having, just be open and honest. That's all there is. I don't get upset for when mistakes happen. I get upset when we hide them, or if we make the same mistake a second time. If we repeat the mistake, then that's unnecessary. But always make the time to make the life that you want.
To young women who are looking to find success in life, I would say to get to know yourself. Get to know who you are, what you like, what you don't like, because you are the one that are teaching people how to treat you. So if you want to be respected, if you want your voice to be heard, if you want to be seen, to understand, how do you want to be seen? What do you want to say when you are heard? Be in that space, be in that place where you put yourself around positive energy. I wake up every morning, I'm either listening to something inspirational, I dress with intention. So whatever I wear, I meant to wear it. Even if it's a pair of sneakers or jogging pants, it's what I meant to do. So I just believe that your presence, how you care about yourself, it says a lot without saying a word. Just walk into a room and people can feel your energy. And I totally believe in that. So my thing is, and I tell my daughters that, you don't have to be wearing the latest style. You don't have to, be a well-known popular person. But if you have that positive energy, that bright light, that'll follow you everywhere. Yeah.